my friends, Happy New Year to you all. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam. I have been saying repeatedly that when you wake up in the morning, the first thing that you should remember any Shanti mantra. So on Saturdays, we have a Shanti mantra. What is that? Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam. What it means? That is infinite. We are searching, so this is also infinite. What it means? That space, for example, that space is infinite, so this home is also infinite. Can you tell me where is the home? There is only a space. So when you are repeating this in your mind, you get rid of that ignorance. Another meaning. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamaduchyate. Ashok needs it. You can repeat it hundred of times. But no, we have to have a knowledge. We have to repeat it. Understanding. We have a contagious disease, COVID. And we have crossed that phase of life. The most contagious disease, can you imagine what is that? Five-year-old guy with me, 5-year-old child with me, contagious disease. We don't know. So we have to face it. That contagious disease is the death of the body. Do we know if we are, if I'm in the bedroom, the death of the body will not come? No, I'm dying. It will not come. And that is the death of the name and the form. That is can you show me where is the home? It is all the space. I give an example of a clay pot in the clay. So if you start searching the clay pot in the clay, there is no clay pot. Everywhere, top, bottom, everywhere. That is the meaning. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamaduchyate Purnasya Purnamadaya. The infinite proceeds from the infinite. Father of the Buddha tried very hard to hide the truth. Hide this truth of infinity. Father of the Buddha pushed his son into a sin city, all kinds of pleasures. And after 16 years, he saw on the street, who is this guy? This is suffering from contagious disease. Gone. Knowledge alone can liberate us from suffering. Example, today, because it's a happy new year, so I'm just summarizing so that we can start our journey in a better way from the next session. So that, next session, next year, we have started the series. Symptoms. Symptoms of a disease does not, you remove the symptoms of a disease does not mean you have removed the root cause. Root cause is ignorance. What is the root cause? That this is my home? No. can I live into that awareness that Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam all the time. But all the time will happen only when we have a repeat listening and learning. Otherwise, it will not happen. The mind will not learn. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamaduchyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. So the master is saying that this name in the form is just for the name's sake. Millions of the waves in the water, 8 or 9 billion people in the earth planet, all have one source, all waves have one source, all tumbler, all clay pot has one source. We have to remove this ignorance that I am of the nature of that infinite. This is the message of this mantra every day in the morning, because the mind, you wake up in the morning, the mind returns, oh, I have pain here and pain there, and I have a problem with my honey. The mind will pick up those things. We don't live into that state of awareness. So when you don't live into that state of awareness, the problem will be there. We pray to the Buddha or other gods that I will be immortal, with reference to the body, even knowing Buddha body is still not there. Knowing, logically, understanding. So when we pray the Buddha with the sense of infinite, we are awakened. That is the journey of this Saturday's session that we are looking. So Shanti Mantra. Now look at the other benefits, It harmonizes the mind. Yes, many people say that it invokes the divine protection, but only when you really understand that everything starts from that infinite, and that infinite is the absolute consciousness, then definitely it helps you and all of us to remove that impurities of the mind. You get out of the fear and anxiety. Otherwise, otherwise God in the religious places. Does the flood save the any temple? So the point of reference in the Eastern wisdom, that you start from the absolute. You start from the absolute. That is what they invoking the divine protection, removing the obstacle, establishing the oneness. Then there is another idea that is always there in country here. It's a very much in the Western world. So what we say, we create a sacred space. So I'm saying that when you are repeating this Shanti mantra every day, the moment you wake up in the morning, even if you do it 5 minutes, it is going to create a sacred space. Be logical, cause and effect, what it means by the sacred, mental sanctity. Mental sanctity. You are chanting, you are reciting, you are understanding. It takes you away from the fear, fear and distractions. You are creating a sacred space is already there. It aligns you with the higher level of awareness. It has the collective energy. It gives you the focus to have a focus there on that absolute. I'm not going against any god or any religion, I have nothing to do with it. I have to do with the absolute knowledge. So it sets you the right intention in your mind because the mind is full of ignorance. It gives you the sense of emotional balance because now I'm just my mind is aware that this home or that space, this home exists on that space. So that space is the existence, and I'm conscious. So there is an existence in consciousness. And in that existence and consciousness, there is always a happiness. That is our nature. That is what we are searching. Sat Chit Anand. Absolute existence, consciousness, bliss. That is the journey by this master. But can I search anything of the nature of consciousness in unconsciousness? Answer is no. Oh, no. Save me, God, from the fear of death. Save me. Think, my friends, we are given the intellect to understand. So it means I have to live into that self awareness to find that absolute. When I am repeating the mantra daily, regularly, the time comes, the mind says, okay, I am ready. I am ready for the day. So that is going to help us. Definitely, it is going to help us. So people say it is helping, some unknown force is helping. No, it is the force which is already on which my body mind depends is helping me. So we have incorporated the God element also, but not the way all the religions do. We are going to remove the root cause of our problem, of the fear, of the anxiety, of the duality, of conflict, once and for all. And that is what is known as awakening. The last session we discussed about Plato and we discussed about Rama and the Vasistha. So this entire text is all about am-I consciousness. And that consciousness is absolute existence, consciousness, bliss. Bliss means permanent happiness. Permanent happiness means there is a continuity. Continuity means that it is beyond the time. Can this body live beyond the time? No. But why no? Because this body was born at a time before that it did not exist. So obviously it has to go. So when you refine your intellect by doing the self-inquiry, your mind also starts changing. And then the mind picks up that permanent peace and happiness, that love and wisdom. That is known as awakening. Be very clear about awakening and realization. You are doing a practice of meditation and you share the experience that I feel very calm. That is awakening. You wake up from the sleep. That is also another kind of an awakening to the world outside. I was not at all aware. in a glimpse. And what is realization? Now that state of awakening remains forever. I am calm, that calmness remains forever. Realization. Be very clear about these words. Don't give undue importance through your ignorance, through your ignorant mind. That is what our masters have been teaching us. So, am I consciousness is a great question. But I feel that I'm the body, I'm the mind. This body and the mind is waiting for another 2 or 3 days to celebrate a new year. Otherwise, every day is a new year. Every moment is a new moment. So, our great master, this Vidyaranya is the name of the master, who himself was in abject poverty, and then he, it happens, there is, when we say law of attraction and other principles are there, we have those. So he started practicing those, and gradually he started evolving. He realized this absolute existence, consciousness, and bliss. In that state of the mind, in that state of the realization, he does not want to remove his poverty. He said, I have achieved everything. So it is sad, they are also true in a different way, because we are not going there. So Goddess appeared, and Goddess said that, I will give you all the riches. He said, when I needed it, I did not get it. Now I have reached to that state of self-realization, I don't need it. I don't want it. I'm happy. I'm happy with it. But anyhow, he was the minister in the court of a kingdom, and then he got enough time to write. He wrote this book. So he wrote his personal realization. So sometimes we think, one guy is, Buddha was very rich and that's why he left. It's not that. Anyone can do the self-discovery. So this Panchadashi means, the text is, Panchadashi means the 15 chapters. 15 chapters. So we have already started the first chapter. The first 5 chapters explains the nature of the self. What is my nature, my essential nature? So we have only started that we are something different from sleeping, waking, in the dream state, and we have proved it. And it appears very logical. There is a conviction that yes, there is something. And that something is the consciousness. In the second part, we have understood that consciousness is the nature of permanent happiness also. So by an example, the 50 students chorus singing, and ultimately we will also understand that why we are of the nature of permanent happiness. Does the body experiences permanent happiness? No. So we are going to understand each and every part, that what are the obstacles in realizing that we are of the nature of that absolute consciousness and bliss. So once we covered all the 5 chapters, you will be absorbed into meditation naturally. Wherever you are, you will be in the state of meditation. But even then, the master takes up from the 6th chapter to the 10th chapter. He said, understand what happens in the process of meditation. When the teacher says, breathe deep and high, chant the mantra, what happens? We discover. When you discover that, what happens? Can you tell? Oh, I know 100%. I know 100% why I'm breathing, why I'm reciting, why I'm chanting, why I'm sitting steady. What happens? You know each and every aspect of the meditation. No, the way you know each and every aspect of your house. Here is the bedroom. Here's the okay. I understand now. Then what happens? You're totally relaxed. You're watching TV. You are in meditation. You're driving. You are in meditation. What happens? Realization. So this master is very, very logical and very methodical in its approach to help us to understand what is this awakening, realization, meditation. But what is the rest five chapters? What is the rest five chapters? He says how to live in this world. Every day you have to meet your honey. You have to say it, my honey, my profession, my money, my home. How to live into that state while maintaining the same state of awareness. Simple example. Maybe around 20 years. Just take maybe 1 or 2 years more or less. Around 21 or 22 years, the Buddha got enlightenment at the age of 22. Before that, he was not. So he was living into the same world of people, huh, of his father, and after enlightenment. So my perception to the world has changed. I live into that wisdom. And there is a perfect example. I have told that story a couple of times. After the enlightenment, first he taught five of his colleagues who were learning from another master, and he gave the message there. And just after that, he rushed to his home, kingdom, knocked the door. Master was there, the father was there, wife was there, and don't say to your wife now, otherwise you'll be in trouble. If you have, if you don't have, it's okay. So, or husband, both. So, understand, you have to contemplate what happened to this guy. So his father said, okay, you have been living in abject poverty. I have heard about you. So why don't you come? Only condition is that now you take over the kingdom. Buddha was smiling and listening. Wife said, okay, you have tortured me. So you are also allowed. Buddha said, I have come to you to follow me. I will show you the path of permanent peace and happiness. The entire kingdom was there, all the wealth is there. It does not mean that I don't need it. Buddha did not need it, you cannot say that. So we have a lot of challenges in living that spiritual life. Lot of challenges. Sometimes we think that, what will happen to my family if I leave the home? Stephen said once. No, it is totally a different level. You live into that higher state of the consciousness where you are aware. You're aware what's happening. You're also aware that how the help is coming and how the help is taken out. You're fully aware. Now, just take an example of I'm fully aware. What is fully aware? Knowledge. What is fully knowledge? Means what? Is there any fear of death? Ask yourself. No. Does limitedness of the body and the mind is torturing you? No. start thinking of all those issues that we experience in our daily life. Car met with an accident and you get upset. Is there any upset? It happens. More so, you also become aware that what cannot be avoided is going to happen. You accept it. 66 years old, after a few years, what is going to happen should happen. Are you scared? No. I'm talking of freedom. I'm using awakening, realization. Understand these words very carefully. Freedom. Freedom. This is what the Master takes up in the last 5 chapters. How you deal with, because your mind is still aware that, oh, he or she is my honey, brother and sibling, a student, oh, long association, oh, he helped me or she helped me, or she dished me, or how you live into that state. Next 5 chapters teaches you that understanding. So all the 15 chapters is a complete text. Only goal is Sat Chit Anand, that I'm still living, dealing with my honey, dealing with my brother and sister and the friends. You know what will happen? That the people gradually will be amazed, oh, you were so much clinging to so many things 10 years, 15 years ago, because they perceive your personality from the memory of 15 years, but you have changed. It takes time. People will have to realize. Buddha was stoned. Buddha's other friends in that village, when he went there and he said, let us understand this journey of nirvana, those friends stoned him. So here this master teaches us, how to live into that. You can manage that easily. That was the life of this great master. And I read it a couple of times, and my master taught me, and I said, oh, this is the text, this is the knowledge we must get it. This is what we are learning every Saturday. Same thing. Again, I'm talking whether I say awakening or realization, or I said free, nirvana, free. So when you are doing the practice every day, you will have some form of today I woke up in the morning and my mind was totally obsessed with this issue, and I did the Shanti mantra, and the mind entered into a different state of awareness. Whether you have any illness or suffering or any problem in the world, you have to do it. You have to do it. Why we do it? I use the term self-inquiry. Self-inquiry. At present, I claim myself that I am the body and the mind. So let me inquire whether really I am the body and the mind. Now I have lot of pain. Let me inquire whether I have the pain or the body has the pain. Self-inquiry. Take it in a very simple and lighter manner. Don't go into, it's a very serious matter, nirvana. And we fall into another level of ignorance. And it causes a lot of challenges then. Then we are hooked to it, we are heavily conditioned, we have a split personality. Or do we have a split personality in the journey of the spirituality in a way? 90%. 90% of the people have it. Oh, I met the God, I communicated and I talked to him. Okay, now open your eyes. Do you have any problem? No, I have a lot of stress. Why don't you talk to the God? No, the God is not ready because the stress is a problem in my material world. Split personality. Don't learn from those teachers. It will not help you. It will not help you. So if the psychologist they say partially it is true. Partially it is true. Self inquiry. I have to find out what is the real self. And the master says that real self is of the nature of permanent peace and happiness. Done. I have illness in the body, but I am at permanent peace. I have illness in the mind, but permanent peace and happiness is there. Can I realize that? It resolves your split personality, even in the spirituality. Oh, I had, let us do some, what is do? They are okay at a primary level. So I'm not going against them. I have gone through this. So what is that, Kundalini? Oh, let us balance this chakra. Go for it. But ultimate goal is absolute existence, consciousness, and bliss. Self-inquiry. Again, saying self-inquiry. I have a pain, let me do the self-inquiry. I have pleasure, let me do the self-inquiry. Make it very simple. Simple. Easy. Because, to get the knowledge in the intellect, we should have a focus, we should be relaxed and calm. Don't make it something extraordinary. I made it very, very closed. And for many years, I was living in a cocoon. Make it very simple, casual, relaxed, aware self-inquiry. And then this self-inquiry has the three fundamental steps. Listening and learning from a teacher. Shravanam. Listening and learning from a teacher. Yes, listening and learning from a teacher, and then repeat listening. Why repeat listening? After the repeat listening, your intellect can push the mind to change your perception. That becomes the contemplation and reflection. What is contemplation? Simple way to understand. You have heard it, that I am of the nature of real self. Very good. Now what? What is this real self? Why? How? Where? When? Go on asking the question. So that contemplation and reflection is going to help your mind get rid of the ignorance. And what will happen? The real meditation, you are doing a contemplation and reflection. Sometimes we do, I met the girl or a boy, and then you're lying down on the bed and you're contemplating how she is, why she is, she's made for me. She's made for me. Really, she's made for you? God has created only especially for you. But in that moment of ignorance, you are absorbed. That absorption is an unconscious meditation. Here, when you contemplate and reflect on the real self, you are totally absorbed. A natural meditative state appears, will take place. I'm no, even though it cannot be compared, but I just give you an example that you go to the. I gave an example. You go to the restaurant, you saw a boy and a girl, and then your mind is adrenaline. We say in US, what, Stephen, adrenaline rush. Okay, so that rush is there. Okay, and then you come back and you are totally absorbed in the vision and the dream of it. Here, there is no adrenaline rush. Here, there is a calmness because you are. That is the journey of the self-inquiry. That is the what a beauty. You don't have an adrenaline rush, but you're still calm and full of joy. Oh, this is what the real self you're talking about. And you are absorbed into the meditation. You need not to practice. You are absorbed. So that word, this master uses, he does not say that, he says nididhyasan. Nididhyasan means that there is you have a pointer that where you are absorbed, but you are aware that you are absorbed somewhere deeper inside. So from there the word meditation, self-absorption in meditation has come. He has done a great work. He has done a lot of service to all of us. He should definitely be worshipped in a intellectual and in a clear manner. So this is the master. The next 5 chapters gives you a perception. This is the way. At any point of time in your life, you're dying. Yes, your body is dying. You are still into that state of peace and happiness. You live into that state. But master gives you an understanding, an idea that this is the way you have to continue to live your personal life, your professional life, your social life, any life. You go to the mall, who cares, Do you do this? So what happens now? Well, just few things which we have already done last year. Last year, New Year's Day. So what happens, we have heard, we have applied, we have integrated in our life the power of discernment. Now that power of discernment lives in the intellect as an awareness from a moment to moment. What does that mean? That discernment lives at the peak. What it means. I see you are all Samir, Daniel, Stephen, but at the same time there is a simultaneous awareness inside also. What is that simultaneous awareness inside? I am of the nature of the real self. So each one of you is also. Simultaneous awareness, duality, oneness. You are also of the nature of the same. Peak level of discernment. We will talk about it. Why it comes? Because that peak level of discernment, summit of discernment, results into the highest state of dispassion. Why the highest? What is the highest state? One example. You experience that you are constantly separate entity from this body and the mind complex. So if I experience that state of a dispassion, I also experience that you are also not the body and the mind. Think of that state. Awareness, I told you define the word awakening, realization, freedom, and nirvana. I'm laying a foundation on the New Year's Day. So possibly, even if your mind is still hooked to the 1st of January, you have 3 days to contemplate and reflect. So then what happens? Then your mind is now naturally hooked and it is aware that I'm the real self. Or you are a seeker that I'm approaching the real self, I'm going to realize the real self. They are known as the spiritual practice. It is a fashion statement, I'm not a religious guy, I'm a spiritual person. You shy going to the temple and the church. That's why you say I'm a spiritual guy. And there is hardly any difference between you and the other religious people. This master deals with each and every aspect of. So he makes it very clear who we are beyond the body and the mind. Your mind, your intellect cannot put any doubt or the question. All questions are resolved. By the metaphors that he uses, there is no doubt left. He also answers, I have already answered, what happens when you stop identifying with your body and the mind. It does not mean that you are not with the body and the mind. You don't identify with the car is still lying in the garage. Don't identify with the home, you are still living in the same home. So people sometimes think that, oh, Buddha left the kingdom. Buddha left the kingdom in ignorance. Buddha left the palace. He made hundreds of palaces throughout the world, which is known as monastery. It has nothing to do with outside. It has to do with inside. Means that how can I connect more deeply within myself? Can I experience a moment where I'm not attached to my thoughts anymore? And many times you might have felt. Maybe you're looking into the cloud, is the sky, and you are at the sea beach, and your perception is on the horizon, and you feel, yes, we experience those moments. Can I make those moments permanent? Yes. Sometimes you are full of the joy and a happiness, and then it mind makes it difficult to associate that joy and the happiness with anything in the world outside. Why you are so happy? I don't know. I'm very happy and full of joy. Consider this light in a room. Just consider this light in a room. So, this light or this lamp or this bulb is not affected by any object, it remains the same. It depends on the texture, the property of the matter. Oh, light is reflected or not reflected. Light makes the object clear or not. The same thing it happens in our daily life. That is the highest meditation. So we will continue to follow this journey. Today is the new year. Close your eyes. Yadi deham prathakratya chiti vishramya tishtasi adunaiva sukhi shantah bandha mukto bhavishyasi I don't know all the verses, but yes, little some verses I know. So when I know, I speak out it. Your eyes are closed. The Master is saying, this is from another text. Same type of the Master, revolutionary. If I see that I am not the body at all, if I perceive clearly, my mind settles within, and when the mind settles within, I experience the peace and the happiness is manifesting within. If I continue the journey, I have a freedom. That is the message of this verse. Now, self inquiry. If I separate that, or I translate that, if I recognize, if I ascertain that I am not the body. So we start our journey with being comfortable. We are looking at the entire body from the top of the head to the toes. You feel the sensation. So you are aware that you are not the body and you are not the sensation in the body. So our Master says that whatever is changing cannot be me. Body is changing, yes. So I cannot be the body. What it conveys, if I cannot be the body, it means the body is separate. The body is doing work for me, so body is a machine, an instrument. That goal we have to reach in order to recognize that I am not the body. But due to the distractions and living in a lower awareness or unconsciousness or habitual thoughts and a feeling, the mind does not allow to recognize that. Clear? So we are being comfortable moving the mind from the top of the head to the toes, and you experience sensation, comfort, and steadiness. Do you see? As I promise, I added 90% of the knowledge and 10% of the practice. Yes, we will continue with that 10% until you are absorbed fully. Oh. So now, once there is a sensation, comfort, and steadiness, you can be carefree first and then be comfortable. You can be comfortable and carefree second. Both are okay. Knowledge part. Do I see your eyes first or your hands first? So we have to be very liberal and understanding. So now being carefree, what I say that once you change the direction of the mind, looking inside instead to the world, you also recognize at the subtler level that these contents of these mind is separate from the container. And that container is not the mind, that container is pure awareness, the knower. What it means? So we take it for granted the thought, feeling, and emotions are coming, and we continue to watch them. Now the river is flowing continuously. That the very river is the space behind. I gave an example that you're looking deep inside the forehead in the space, and you see the water is flowing, the thoughts, feeling, and emotions are flowing. no master can exactly explain what is this real self. No master. Not possible. So we use the metaphor. Every master uses its own way. So either you take that, oh, river and the flow of the water. Or the sky and the birds. Some people can recognize that separation instantly. Now you see, take an example of the birds within the sky, and still the sky is independent of the birds. That is the quality of our real self. And the partial manifestation is an awareness of a knower. That knower, or we say observer, in the spiritual language we say it is witness consciousness. Same thing. Don't get into unnecessary jargon. And how simple it is. I know the computer monitor. I know. So I am the knower. And we miss the point that this knower is different and separate from the monitor. Are you getting it? I know the thought has passed into my mind. I know. I'm a knower of the thought. Okay. Yes. Yes. So that thought is different and separate from me. Yes. The way the monitor is separate from me. I know Stephen. Stephen is separate from me. I know Daniel. Daniel is. Oh, yes. So I know the thought. Oh, so simple and yet very difficult and challenging. Why it is challenging? Mind is associated, attached, clinging to it. What the mind says you have a pain in the knee. So my mind overpowers me and it says I have a pain. So now I already got associated with the body, and then there is a pain, and then there is a fear, everything has come up. Do you see? That is why we need to be comfortable. Before that, we need to practice the Shanti mantra daily, regularly. Repeat practice will change your mind to allow you to succeed. Did you get it? Yes, sir, I'm getting into it. Yeah, sky. You see that, the birds are within the sky. Still the sky is untouched. The knower is untouched. And when the knower is untouched, it is known as witness consciousness. When the knower is touched, it is known as the impure mind. Oh, that is the only difference. Yes. That is the beauty of the self-inquiry. What did you say? Mind in ignorance appears same as the knower? Yes, it is the same consciousnness. One is a reflected consciousness with a clinging and attachment, and other is independent. Other is independent like a sky, and the birds in the sky. What is ignorance here? I'm just giving you the highest understanding. Birds are there in the sky, yes. Birds are flying, yes. Does the sky gets attached to the birds, or the birds gets attached to the sky? What you're talking? Both cannot be attached. So why you are attaching yourself? Because of ignorance. Where is Eastern wisdom? Move from ignorance to wisdom. Do you understand? That little understanding is required, and you are there. Again, I am repeating, can the birds be clinging to the sky? Can the sky be attached to the bird? If the sky is attached to the bird will not be allowed to leave it. Oh, so it means because my mind in ignorance causes the attachment and delusion, desire for seeking the pleasure outside, and that causes the attachment. There is such a subtle understanding. And if I understand everything is happening because of this ignorance, let me remove the ignorance and I'll be there. So, what we are doing now, we are doing nothing. We are just enjoying that state. What is that state? The sky cannot force the birds to be attached. The birds cannot enjoy being attached to the sky. There is no way. How I understand there is no way, because obviously there is no way. Then why you are teaching us how to get rid of the attachment? Because you feel so. You feel, you express, you are attached, you are clinging. We also say that yes, you are attached. Let us work on it. Otherwise, you will not work for freedom and liberation and awakening. Oh, so you tell a lie? Yes, 90%. All the teachers tell a lie in the beginning. Until your mind is ready to face the truth. Yes, I have tried to summarize the entire teaching of this master with whatever little knowledge and understanding that I have. And then we will continue this journey this year to reach to that state. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your awareness on the right hand, your awareness on the left hand. Lift your both the palms, place it on your eyes, open the eyes inside the palms. Know your experiences, bring the hands down, we'll share our experiences. And if you have any question, how are you, Stephen?
Good, sir. Thank you. It's a very interesting lesson because I I had this virtually exact conversation yesterday with a friend of ours, um, and we talked about the new year and what changes I plan on making and whatever it is. And I laughed because of the lessons we're having, and I said that I take every new day as an opportunity to transcend the mind. I don't need to wait till the first to do it, and so on and so forth. So we got into this whole philosophy, and I was like, you know, it, I'm always careful when people ask me about things because I don't want to go too deep and whatever it is. And in my conversation yesterday, I said it's really important to we have that acronym KISS, keep it simple, stupid. And I was like, we got to keep this really simple. And when you look at this thing, it's just, and today was a reminder of just got to strip it all back and just realize that it comes back to, and as I advised yesterday, awareness. And awareness is happening through your listening and your learning. And then you have to look at this at, we take on life in a very and even the teachings that you do, we take it literally.
Yeah.
And I said that it's important that we look at it metaphorically and not literally, like the way and I found myself quoting. I go, I want to be able to take every moment and every day of the transactional world and just be able to let it go by like the passing street sign or the tree. And I go, that's a metaphorical explanation. And then my conversation yesterday, and I said, so when you look at that, it makes this much easier to understand, but without the contemplation and reflection and the discernment and dispassion, you can't look at it metaphorically. So
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
have to stay really focused on that. And when I walked away with that, I'm like, I'm always questioning it. Like, did I give the right advice? Did we talk about the right topics? And then today just, you know, solidifies that I am thinking the right way. So it's all good. So and my meditation was extremely calm. And when this person asked me what's the goal for the future, I said, when you close your eyes and you're in meditation, you have that feeling of peace, calm, happiness. I go, we've all experienced it. He goes, yes. I said, I want that every minute of every day. That's what it is. And his next comment to me was, are you ever going to reach enlightenment? And I go, I'm not worried about that. I'm taking it one day at a time and hope that that would be the result. But if not, it's not going to make me upset. So thank you.
Beautiful. And sometimes people, when you say like this, people say, "Oh, you seem to be crazy." Now the time has come the way that Stephen is applying these principles in everyday life. We also should apply, but little bit careful with the people nearby in your family. They'll say, "We have seen you come on in the past." So you have to be careful, but careful means that you live into the state of dispassion and you use few words to maintain that state of the calmness, so that that calmness starts pervading in your family with the people nearby, and gradually it will be taken over. It took me a couple of years. It takes a couple of years. So the easy escape, do you remember what is the easy escape? Wear the orange colored robe, become a monk, change your name. That's an easy escape. Here is the challenge. It's a more challenging opportunity to continue to live in the same house and still live into the same state. uh, understand that this master is going to talk about this. How are you, Dennis?
Thank you for the lesson. One of my points of contemplation in the meditation was I know, hence I'm separate from the known, and the principle to be remembered at all times. And the other thought that came to my mind is that this process of learning Eastern wisdom is not about acquiring some new information, it's rather about removing the layers of ignorance. So, in a way, we can say that we are not learning, we are unlearning. We are
Beautiful.
unlearning our fantasies, wrong assumptions, wrong perception of reality. And once all of that unlearning happens, then the truth reveals itself, and actually it reveals itself gradually. So the layer of ignorance is removed, and some part of the wisdom and the truth is revealed to us. So this is how I contemplated, and my meditation was very peaceful and calm. Thank you.
Beautiful. So you see that you all have heard. Dennis has heard what Stephen says. Stephen has heard what the Dennis. So we should apply both. Let me apply that contemplation. Instead of a learning, it is basically an unlearning. The answer is big yes. And you see that, I gave an example. It just came to my mind that the birds are not intentionally clinging to the sky. The sky is not getting attached to the birds. This body cannot be attached to the consciousness. They both have totally different properties. Do you see that? They have totally different properties. One is all pervading consciousness, and if the body says, I'm attached, or mind says, I'm attached, mind changes the next moment. I said, what the heck, I don't get anything by attachment to you. I'm leaving you. Look at this. That level of unlearning is required, and moment you have that unlearning, you are already there. Or what it means the same thing, you are applying the principles in your daily life. How are you, Sameer?
Sir, I think that as the principles start settling in you, then this discernment and dispassion, they come naturally to you. Means they start happening. Means you don't have to think about dispassion or discernment. If the principles are settling down in your mind, then you are in daily routine. You feel this dispassion and discernment in your all the activities, and they start happening to you naturally.
Beautiful.
It is my experience what I'm telling you is what is
Beautiful.
happening to me.
Beautifully said. You see that they all the three explanation is basically the same. That you unlearn and that knowledge is revealed in you. But when you unlearn, when you apply these principles in your daily life, you are right. Basically, all the three interpretations is this basically the same. Everyone's mind is different, and they give new interpretation, and that helps the collective session to share your let me see from this point of view in order to reach to that state. At least by Saturday's session always helping you to get rid of the idea of what idea of a sin, confessing this sin. I'm eating this, so then I will be a sinner. I'm not eating this. Oh, unnecessary. People have created so much of problem in the in the in the social life. How are you, Terry?
My meditation was uh, like a moment to moment awareness, thought, no thought,
Very good.
listening, awareness.
Yes, again you see that no, if I use the word no thought awareness, what is this? It's a knower. And in that state of the knower, you are calm and peace. You are calm and peace. That is what, we need. Again, I have to apply the way that Stephen said, I have to apply, I have to live into that moment. The guy said, "Oh, what is your planning for the new year?" New year is here and now. I'm checking I'm in peace and happiness. Yes, I'm already celebrating New Year. Done. But this is what the unlearning is. So I have learned, how many days are left for New Year? 3 days. But then you are applying these principles, that dispassion and discernment is so natural to you. What is all this? It is a no thought awareness. I'm just combining. You have to also to combine in your whenever others are sharing their experiences, note down and see that how it works in my life. Is it not a no thought awareness? Why it is a no thought awareness? Because your mind is not moving within superficial attachment. I gave an example of bird to the sky. Mind goes there. Oh, attachment, the new year, the 3 days are left. Okay. Oh, this guy seems to be crazy. No, you are crazy. Don't say them. They are crazy. They are waiting for the new year. Whether I'll be alive or not, I don't know.
They are operating in time.
They are operating in time. I had another thought. People are scared because I will use it on myself. I'm not using on you. In deep sleep, this body suffers from extreme Parkinson.
Oh,
Extreme. I'm totally unconscious of the body and the mind. Whatever is happening, happening. We
I
should dare in the front of the knowledge, then only the life we can find that state of awakening. Yes, anyhow, how are you, sir? Ashok, sir.
सर नमस्ते।
Namaste, sir.
सर जो सेल्फ इंक्वायरी हम लोग करते हैं जैसे, तो लाइक आई एम फीलिंग कोल्ड, आई मीन देयर इज नो पेन, देयर इज नो पेन इनसाइड, बट आई एम फीलिंग कोल्ड। तो आई हैव टू एक्सटिंग्विश बिटवीन द बॉडी एंड मी कि बॉडी इज फीलिंग कोल्ड
Yes, yes. What he is
एंड दिस
asking and
अवेयरनेस नीड टू बी
sharing
इंक्रीज्ड।
that body is feeling the cold. Yes, body is feeling the cold. That's okay. You cannot
For but
prevent
for
it. You
body
cannot stop it.
we can heat the room.
Huh?
For body we can heat the room. I mean,
Yes, it is so simple. When there is a cold, we should use any means to keep the body warm. When the body is hot, we should find the means to make the body cold. But at the
but we have
same time, but at the same time, there is a no thought awareness. Either you say no thought awareness means what? That body feels the cold and the heat, I am not separated. Or you apply the discernment and dispassion, or or there is an unlearning that I am not feeling cold, body is feeling cold.
That remembrance has to be.
Which remembrance that I am feeling cold? That remembrance has to be there.
No,
Then you
no.
are crazy.
I am body is feeling cold.
Yeah,
Body, not
yeah,
me.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Body is feeling. We do it casually, naturally, every day. When you are eating a food, you see you see that hot vapor is coming out of it. You wait. You wait. You know that this is a hot food. Let me wait. Pure awareness. It's a matter of pure awareness. If your honey is complaining you, I heard her crying, so then you maintain that calm and poise.
That
So
is outside.
yes, yes, the very good. So continue, think of it, and keep yourself ready. Next week we will continue our journey. Thank you very much. We will meet.
Namaste, sir. Thank you.